counting down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Manners and More with Millena Gay. I'm your host, Miss Millena Gay, and I want to thank you for joining us today. Now, note that etiquette is not about you. It's actually about acting with respect, kindness, and consideration for others. That is the reason that we do it. So, today's topic is restaurant etiquette and how to comport oneself in a restaurant. Now, we know that dining out can get tricky for 3 reasons. You know, we have too many servers, there's the valet, the maitre d', the coat check, the wine stewards, the waiters, all of that. Then you have too much silverware. And then also there's, go to those restaurants where you have no idea what's on the menu or what it says, how to pronounce it, what's going on, and then it doesn't have a price. Oh my goodness. Okay, there's a lot going on, but don't worry, we're going to take care of all of that. Now, knowing what to expect when you get to a restaurant will not only keep you smiling all the way from the escargot to the brandied pears, but it will actually make all of your dining experiences much easier and much more pleasant for you and the rest of your company. So, today we are going to get started with the importance of restaurant etiquette. Now, the number one breach that most people do is being rude. Now, being rude to the wait staff, that doesn't make anyone feel any better. That actually shows how little you think of that other person. And at the end of the day, we're all human beings, one to another, and everyone deserves to be treated with dignity and respect, no matter what job that the person happens to have, whether it's a waiter or waitress or the busboy or what have you. There's no need to talk down to anyone. It's treating everyone with the same level of dignity and respect that we all like to be treated with. Now, the basic rules are basically you don't do anything in a restaurant that you wouldn't want anyone else to do at your own dining room table or that you wouldn't do at your dining room table, such as, or kitchen table or coffee table, wherever it is that you choose to eat, whether it's standing at the kitchen counter, wherever it is. If you're not going to do it there, do not do it at a restaurant, including combing your hair, flossing, applying makeup. That includes lipstick, ladies, although that's a little gray area, and I'll touch on that as well. But basically, anything, rule of thumb, if you wouldn't allow it in your home, at your table, then please don't do it in someone else's table or what they consider their home. Now, I'd like to introduce my in-studio guests today. I have with me Ms. Natalie Whittle.
Hello, everyone.
Natalie, if you could say a few words about yourself.
Okay, well, I currently live here in L.A. I'm an actress, and this is my lovely friend, Millena Gay. I just came here to help out a bit, just touch on the ignorant parts of your do's and your nots, you know what I mean? So, thank you.
Well, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. Well, welcome, Natalie. I'm glad you are able to be here with us.
You're very welcome.
Thank you. And I also have with me as guest today, Mr. John Downey. John, how you doing over there?
I am doing fantastic. Thank you so much for having me here today.
You're so welcome. Now tell everyone what makes you so fabulous and fantastic other than we're friends.
I am an award-winning stage actor here in Los Angeles who actually works inside your television. I have a hit movie running on Showtime right now, and I'm part of the Design Your Season campaign for the Center Theater Group.
All right. Awesome. I know you're fabulous. I didn't know you were that fantastic. You just go ahead on some more,
All that
friend.
and a bag of chips.
Watch out now.
Wait, Doritos?
Baked Lay's.
Lay's. And also we have Mr. Mandell Frazier. Mandell, welcome.
Thank you.
Now tell the audience exactly what makes you so great, fantastic, and fabulous.
Well, I am an actor, model, and certified personal trainer. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. And I have been living in LA for approximately 1.2 months.
Wow.
1.2 months.
Years.
Okay. Wow. All right. Well, well, welcome to LA.
Thank you.
Now, I was speaking with you earlier, John.
Yes.
And we were chatting about the importance of restaurant etiquette. And you shared with me the tale of the fabulous Diana Ross and something that happened very recently. So would you like to share that with everyone? Because I was absolutely astounded.
Well, it was really funny because you had just called and I had just literally read this article about Diana Ross, who literally flipped her wig at La Scala last Thursday. She went in, she announced to them that she wanted to sit down. They asked her if her whole party had shown up. She said no because she was waiting for her daughter. And she then proceeded to sit herself down. And they went to the table and they explained that the etiquette of their restaurant is the entire party must be present before you are seated, and that she would not be served because that is the restaurant's policy. So when her daughter showed up and they wanted service, they said, "Get out." And they blew up again.
No, ma'am.
Wow.
But it's interesting because I posted it on Facebook and a lot of people had a lot of feedback and they actually were supportive of Diana for demanding to be seated at an empty restaurant.
What? Oh, okay. Now I just have to know, what were some of the comments? What were...
They said, I mean, literally they said this restaurant is always empty and, you know, what they try to do is get people to go to the bar to serve them drinks. And, you know, we all know Diana should not go to the bar because she has a DUI. So that was not a good game plan.
Wow.
But people came and really supported Diana and said, you know, she is a star of many magnitudes. And, you know, if there's nobody sitting down, let her sit down and enjoy herself, you know. Of course, the restaurant got really bad press. Their name was in the papers. It's everywhere.
What's the restaurant name?
La Scala.
Oh, shoot. I know I ain't going there.
Well, now everybody knows about La Scala. If they didn't before, they know it now.
What's their website?
Oh, my goodness. Let's
Okay, we gonna go there.
Well, that leads us into the first thing that we do at a restaurant, which is to absolutely treat the wait staff, all the staff, with courtesy and respect. We can't say that enough. And actually, how a person treats the wait staff or how they treat other people is a real good sign about how they're actually going to treat you, how they treat everything in their life. So if they're bullying and pushy and obnoxious, and I've unfortunately had this experience a couple of times, and it's not pretty. No one likes that.
Ladies, you don't gonna like that either.
No, so don't do that. So the next thing you want to do is definitely RSVP. Now, just as if you're having a party that you want people to RSVP to, it's the same courtesy that you give to others, whether you can make it or not.
That's right.
And if it just says regrets only and you're going to go and regrets only, well then just go ahead and go. But just say, you know how we open our emails, our Facebook, and say, oh, a costume party. I think I'll be Little Kim. I just aged myself.
Yeah, you did.
I think I'll be Rihanna.
Too late.
I think I'll be Rihanna or Beyonce. Well, just like you already think that in your head, then it serves the host or hostess well to let them know that you're going to be showing up as Beyonce or Rihanna, so that they'll have an accurate head count, so that there'll be enough food for you to eat. And also, if you're going to be bringing a guest, whether it's +1, +2, however, let them know that as well. There's nothing more rude than showing up with unexpected parties at an event. That's not okay.
I had that happen to me at my house.
Did you? What happened?
I'm cooking dinner, right? I tell a party of 7 people. I said, y'all gonna eat this curry chicken. We're gonna have a good time. Why is my friend calling me at the last minute? Can I bring such and such with me? What?
No.
No.
Negative.
But I had to feed her anyway. I can't do that.
Well, did you make enough food?
I did.
Okay, good. Well, that's
But if I didn't, he wouldn't have had a plate. But let's continue.
continuing on. Note that is a no-no. You always let people know when you're bringing unexpected guests. And also, you never know who knows whom. Now, there are certain situations where you may be friends with someone and they may be bringing someone else, but they already know that other person and you may not know about it. To avoid all of that, just be open, honest, and put it all on the table. Just as you would have someone appreciate that being done to you, please do it for others. All right. Our next point is when you're at a restaurant, you definitely want to check your personal items, your coat, unless it's a fur coat or something like that. But check your coat, your umbrella. You want to keep those things out of the way. And you also want to put your purse out of the way. Now, there's a new item that's called a purse hook. that I will, when we go to break and come back, I will share with you. But it's a very convenient little item that allows ladies to put their purses on the hook, and it connects right under the table. So you never want to put your purse on the floor. That's not good. That's an old wives' tale that it's bad luck. But we're just going to just say don't do it, because it'll get the bottom of your purse dirty. So just don't do it. Put it on the purse hook or sit it in your lap. That's fine as well. Now, if you're at a cocktail party, and sometimes that gets tricky with all of the table settings, you can put a small bag right directly in front of you, and that's okay. All right. Now, we're going into a restaurant. Does anyone know the proper order for going into a restaurant? Gentlemen, let me ask you guys. When you're dining out with your lady, how do you enter the restaurant?
I usually let the woman lead.
Okay, that's good. That's good etiquette. Good for you. What about John?
I always make an entrance, so if you come in with me, you're gonna follow me into that restaurant. It's like, hello, how is everybody? Where are we? I mean, it's funny because last night I went to a restaurant. I was waiting for my friend Ronnie, who hadn't quite arrived, and I said, well, where are we supposed to sit? And our table, because table 22 is our table, had a sign on it that said, Rsvp, which we had not done. And she proceeded to glide to the table. And I said, did you reserve the table? She's like, no. And because we go there so often and we tip so well, the guy, I don't know what Rick's actual title at the restaurant is, but he said, oh, Happy New Year, and he slipped it off the table and became our table.
Wow.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's
so maybe if you glide in, you can steal your RSVP, right?
Okay, you know what? Okay.
Or if you a baller like John. Shoot, let me be your server.
Okay, as long as you're not Diana Ross.
Okay.
She can sit at my table any day.
I know that's right.
She can sit at mine, too. Okay, well, the proper order is the maitre d', then women, and then the men go. That is the order. Now, I know I've been in situations where men want to go first and mean mug all the other, this is mine. Absolutely not. That is rude and that is wrong. The maitre d', the women, and the men. That is the order. And if you'd like to think of it as you get a chance to look at the ladies boomsy a little bit more, then,
of course,
think of it that way.
How I know that you were going to say that? How did I know that? I'm just saying.
Just saying. All right. Now, when you are dining with guests, rule of thumb, you always want to be sure to sit your guest directly facing some scenic vista. The entrance window, the rest of the restaurant, but you never want to make a conscious effort not to have them face a wall, not to have them face the bathroom. You absolutely do not want to do that. And always remember to seat your guest to the right of the person paying the bill. Ah, didn't know that, did you?
Interesting.
Always seat your guest to the right of the person paying the bill, if you know who's paying the bill. But generally, you can figure out who's going to do it. So just be sure to sit the guest. So that means the person paying the bill gets to look at a scenic vista also. How fabulous is that? I mean, if you're going to pay the bill, you might as well have something good to look at. I know if I'm paying the bill, I certainly don't want to look at a bathroom and have to sign the check too. That's not a pleasant dining experience, and we're all here to have pleasant dining experiences.
But what if your man tell you, baby, I got to look out and protect you, so I got to see what's going on behind you? What do you say to that?
Then your man is paying the bill.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that is. That's enough said.
Okay.
And you are seated to his right. And there it is.
Always.
Now, when you're going to a buffet, please remember to always take a new plate.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, Angie, who are these people that take the same plate over and over and over with their nastiness and coughing and all of that? A new plate to the buffet, please. Just let's do that. Now, the next thing is, oh my God, you know what? Just left my agent's office today, and I was telling her about the show today, and she's tuning in. Hey, Sean. And she asked me to please mention about children in restaurants. Now, we all love children. Children are absolutely wonderful. I love them. But in a restaurant, no. Please control the running. Control the throwing of the food. Just control your child, or else you don't get to go to a restaurant until you are 18. How about that? All right. Well, we're going to take our first break, and we'll be right back with Manners and More with Millena.
Hey, are you tired of those same old energy drinks with bad taste? Make a switch to Pit Bull Energy Drink with a guaranteed no aftertaste. Pit Bull offers more energy with ginseng and vitamins B6 and B12. With a ginger ale lemon lime flavor, Pit Bull meets the consumer's demand for better tasting and healthier energy products with a guaranteed no aftertaste. Make a switch to Pit Bull Energy Drink. Pit Bull offers more energy with ginseng and vitamins B6 and B12. With a ginger ale lemon lime flavor, Pit Bull meets the consumer's demand for better tasting and healthier energy products. For more information on Pit Bull energy drinks, bars, and mixes, visit their website at hiphopbev.com. That's hiphopbev.com. Online orders available at hiphopbev.com.
And we are back with Manners and More with Millena. I'm your host, Millena Gay, and I'm so privileged and happy to have in the studio with me today Natalie Whittle,
Hey.
John Downey, and Mandell Frazier.
Hello.
And my fantastic management team is right over there with their eyeballs watching. Hey, the Johnsons! So, we left off with no children running, but Natalie just shared with me she has a wonderful story about children or a buffet. So please share that.
Actually, both.
Okay.
Okay, I just came back from Georgia, right? And you all know about Golden Corral, I'm sure. Maybe not. That's fine. We're going to move on. But with the plates, first of all, it's disgusting. And I've seen people do it. You know, you eat your food. Oh, man, I'm going to give me some more biscuits. I'm going to give me some more pot roast or whatever. And you come back with the same dirty plate. They have the clean plates on the side, y'all. This people's job, so they don't mind cleaning it and washing the plates. That's what they do. Also with the kids, don't have your kids coming up to the buffet, pointing and telling you what they want, and they mouth is just level of the food. So you're talking and you're spitting all in the food. It's not cute. Not cute at all. That's why I go to the back towards the food. Hopefully don't catch all of you.
That's a good point. So wait, so what do? You go to the back of the buffet, like the back
The
of
furthest away from the actual front or the opening of the window, that's where I go get my food. Think about it. Think about it. I'm just saying.
Just saying. Like that. Wow. Okay. Now, here is a big thing. No feet on the table, obviously. No elbows on the table. No, and listen up. It is bad etiquette to have cell phones on the table.
Ooh, what you looking at? You looking at me? Oh no.
Looking at Natalie Will.
Hey, it only happened once.
No cell phones on the table. That is rude. The time that we have to spend with each other is so precious, especially with this day and age of all the social media and computers and this and that. I mean, people call and email to try to set up time to actually have a meal and spend some time. And if you're the whole entire time looking at a phone and texting and talking, it is the rudest thing in the world. Now, I know I've been guilty of it myself.
I'm just saying.
I've been guilty.
But this
I
is
admit
LA.
to that, but we're going to get better.
What if it's my agent calling?
This is LA.
Okay, and thank you for interjecting that, Mr. Mandel. Yes, it is LA. And with that said, now sometimes we're busy and we're expecting a phone call. It is proper etiquette to let the person that you're dining with know in advance. I'm expecting a call from my management team because I always answer when they call because they're important. You're expecting a call from your mom or whoever, but let the person know that you are expecting a call. But don't put it on the table. Just put it on the seat next to you or someplace there because it really detracts from the conversation and it's just not fair and it's not nice and just don't do it.
But wouldn't you also suggest that they turn the ringer off?
OMG.
At least.
Yes. Oh, and by the way, OMG stands for Oh, Millena Gay. That's just my thing.
Really?
Yeah, that's what it is. But thank you for that. Turn the ringer off. Put it on vibrate. Put it on silent. You know what? One of my favorite acting teachers told me, not me, because, you know, whatever, told the class, he said to leave your cell phone in the car because if whatever's going on that cell phone is more important than being in that class, then I suggest you go do that because what's going on in here is important and it deserves the respect of that time. I feel the same way. I can never leave my phone in the car, but as a courtesy, well, during that class I did, but as a courtesy, you should always leave your phone, put it to the side, but don't let it disturb the meal because that is absolutely rude. Did any of you have any awful stories that have come up about that? Okay, moving on. Now,
No.
now, when you want to get your waiter, no, hey, yo, oh my gosh, that is the worst. That is the worst.
Excuse me. That's
Hey.
just ignorant.
Yo, mama. No, don't do that. Don't do that. No. Simple eye contact with a raised hand will suffice. That's all. That's their job is to know. And if they don't do it, then you have the right to dock them in their tip. But please, not too much. And we will get to that. But that's a whole nother. We have visuals for that one.
Now, when
We'll
you say
talk
a
about
raised-
tipping.
Are you talking about raised hand or a raised finger?
Well, a raised hand like in class? No. and not the middle finger, Mandell.
You need to clarify.
Just one little finger.
Index is fine.
The index.
But you will
Yeah.
agree that when you want the check, you can actually do like this because they know that means bring the check.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, yeah.
No, I never
I didn't
did
know that.
Yeah, if you like check that, good, just give it to me.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well, see, we're
John.
ladies. We don't have to know that.
No, we
No,
don't.
I'm not.
Well, see, I always pick up the check because it's the most powerful thing to do in a restaurant.
Oh, that's fine.
If you want the power at the table, you pick that check up
Oh, but do you pay for it after you
in
pick it up?
full.
Oh, okay.
But then how is the power, how do people know that that's going to happen in the beginning?
They don't know. They don't know when they slide it on the table. You just grab it and you just pay it. You have all the power.
Well, I'll give you the power.
And even with the wait staff, because then they know who's in charge when you come in.
I told you, Josh.
What?
Josh.
And if you get a rude waiter like we do in LA, because they're all actors, slip your producer business card under the check so that they can know, oh, you diss me all the time. Guess what? I'm a producer. And then when they say to you, they go, oh, you left your card. Oh, no, I didn't.
I like
And
that.
they will
Clever.
remember you the next time you come into Mexicali.
John, you are best. I love it. Keep it real. Keep it real. That's what we do here.
Yes.
Break it down. Okay. Now, when you were ordering, you have those people when you're sitting at the restaurant and they're like, oh, I think, okay, maybe I want this. Or maybe I think I'm deciding between, Don't look at me. Okay, I do that a lot.
All the
but
time.
It's because...
Okay, go ahead.
It's because there are so many things to choose from. I mean, in McDonald's, even though it's been there since forever, I still want to look at the menu. The point is that is rude. Pick something, kind of have in your mind. You kind of know what restaurant it is, whether it's Chinese or Italian or seafood. You kind of know and just get an idea of what you have a taste for and go from there.
And etiquette-wise, what about substitutions? Because I know that a lot of times when people ask, can I have this or that, and they want it substituted, it really pisses off the restaurant.
It does.
So what is the rule?
Well, the rule is if you're going to Denny's, do not ask for a soy vanilla latte. They don't have that.
Really?
They don't. I asked for them that one time, and they were like, "What?" I'm like, "Okay, yeah, no." What you do with substitutions, you just simply ask. It really depends on the type of restaurant that you go to. The more higher-end restaurants, they will basically cater to anything. The mid-range, you want to get a feel for, like some of them, if you want, let's say, instead of mashed potatoes, mashed cauliflower, those type of things. Just ask. That's all. Just ask. I mean, they're there to help. That's what their job is. They're help.
Just
staff.
be courteous.
Yeah, and just ask nicely.
Don't
That's
be
all.
ignorant.
Right. The ignorance is just the awfulness. But we don't know. We don't know. I had oh my goodness, I have a quick little story here. Oh, it's so embarrassing. So I was in New York and I went to this big lavish dinner with a lot of my NBA friends, and then we were just this fabulous restaurant, and I was sitting there, and so then the waiter comes and orders, and I said, "Yes, I'd like to have the prosciutto."
Oh.
No, she didn't.
Yes, the prosciutto. Like that. Trying
Loud
to be
and
all
wrong.
impressive. Patrick Ewing, John Starks, all the folks. And then leaned over to me and said, it's prosciutto. I said, okay, I'm going to go to the ladies' room right now. And I had to, because I was loud and strong with Prosquito.
But also on that point, what if you go to a restaurant and you can't read, it's in French or something, and it's like, well, I'll have the number 15A. Is that appropriate to like point and click when you have a menu when you can't pronounce it?
It is appropriate because at the end of the day, you're the one that's going to eat it. And sometimes since you're the big baller, you're going to be the one paying for it.
Right.
And so you'd like to know what you're eating and what you're paying for. So even if it's in French or what have you and it's frog legs and it comes in, you're like, what is this? Okay, I'm going to eat it anyway. And now I had to pay for it. To go out and dine is supposed to be a pleasurable experience. Mm-hmm. So make it as pleasurable as possible. And I say, don't be afraid to ask anything. It's your time, it's your money, and it's your stomach. Mm-hmm. So, there also could be something in there that if it's foreign and you don't know, if you're allergic to peanuts, it might have been cooked in peanut oil. So you don't want to do anything to ruin the experience. So just ask. Just ask. Don't be afraid. Don't be intimidated. Just ask. And it's done. Mm-hmm. All right. Now, separate checks. Or, as the president does, if separate checks are in order, which is fine, ask in advance, not after the drinks are ordered, not halfway through, in advance. Going in, who's going to pay. If John's not there, then probably everyone's going to pay for their
right.
own.
Want that power, baby.
Right. Don't do it at the cash register. Do it in advance. Make your waiter, waitress's life that much easier, please. Please. All right. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about is table dues. Okay. Now, note that your hostess is always the one who sits first. Okay? Always. It's just rule of thumb. When you're dining, you want to cut your food into manageable little bites. Manageable little pieces, not whole hunks of stuff, just a little bit here and a little bit there. And then when you put it in your mouth and you're having conversation as it is a dining experience, please swallow before you speak. What is this with the people talking with the food in the mouth? What is this? No one wants to see that. No one wants to see that. But it's a common thing now, and I don't understand what is going on. Have you guys had any experience with?
No, but what you just brought up was, what if you go to a restaurant and you're sitting down with your friends and the first thing you do is see them reaching for the sugar because they're about to stick their gum on the sugar. That's wrong,
what?
Right? Right?
That's horribly wrong.
You don't want to get rid of the gum at the table, right?
No, you don't get rid of the gum at the table. If you have gum, you should. Well, number one, you're not supposed to chew gum in public. Let's go there. Only cows chew gum in public. You look like a cow doing it.
Well,
my father always told me if I wanted to chew some gum,
call me heifer.
Okay, helpful. No,
I gotta have my gum, y'all.
No. If you want to chew gum in your bedroom with the door closed. That's what my father told me because you look like a cow. Ladies, don't chew gum. Ladies don't chew gum. No. So the gum should not be in the mouth in the first place. Now, if you must chew gum, then slide it into your napkin, or you know what, swallow it. It's gum. Or excuse yourself and go to the restroom and do something with it. But putting it on the plate or putting it on the sugar or putting it on the... No.
Especially if you have cloth napkins at your table. Please excuse yourself and go to the bathroom.
Exactly.
Oh, my goodness.
Please.
So I guess putting gum under the table wouldn't suffice.
That was a real question?
Really, Mandell? So tell us about your experience putting gum under the table.
Well, I was in a situation where I was in the company of very dignified individuals, and I had gum in my mouth. I did not want to put gum on the napkin, on the plate, or on the sugar packet. So I just discreetly just kind of slid it under the table. It was very,
ignorant.
Right.
And wrong.
Wrong as two left shoes. Oh, my God.
What you doing? They didn't have no bathroom in that restaurant?
Well, let's just say that it was at a very inconvenient time.
Couldn't you just dropped it on the floor and nobody would have known? I mean, seriously, really?
Eventually, it did fall, I think.
What?
Oh, gosh.
But I am going to tell you something else.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, you just made that up?
I've never done that, no.
Ladies.
But there's
I
something
believe
else
it.
you should not do, and I learned the hard way.
What's that?
At my restaurant, Table 22. That's not the name of the restaurant, but they serve a stuffed artichoke that is filled. It's just so greasy, and you're eating it. And I would just, wipe the tablecloth, my hands on the tablecloth until the busboy came up to me like several times later with a stack of napkins and said, because I didn't realize I was destroying their tablecloths.
Right.
So, don't use the tablecloth as a napkin.
Right, thank you.
Very
Thank
good
you for
advice,
that.
John.
And
I learned the hard way.
Yes. Oh, my gosh.
That's the big tips.
Yes, don't do that. And that actually segues into our napkin segment. Ah, great little segue there. And we will be right back to talk about the importance of the napkin.
I can't wait for that.
Manners and more with Millena when we return.
Hey, are you tired of those same old energy drinks with bad taste? Make a switch to Pitbull Energy Drink with a guaranteed no aftertaste. Pitbull offers more energy with ginseng and vitamins B6 and B12. With a ginger ale lemon lime flavor, Pitbull meets the consumer's demand for better tasting and healthier energy products with a guaranteed no aftertaste. Make a switch to Pitbull Energy Drink. Pitbull offers more energy with ginseng and vitamins B6 and B12. With a ginger ale lemon lime flavor, Pitbull meets the consumer's demand for better tasting and healthier energy products. For more information on Pitbull energy drinks, bars, and mixes, visit their website at hiphopbev.com. That's hiphopbev.com. Online orders available at hiphopbev.com.
All right.
And we are back with Manners and More with Millena, with my fabulous in-studio guests, Natalie Whittle,
Hey, how you guys doing?
John Downey, and Mandell Frazier.
Hello.
And we are talking about restaurant etiquette. And John just led us into the importance of the napkin. Now, okay, here we go. Now, as soon as you're seated, you lay the napkin on your lap. Now, it is appropriate in some circumstances, well, in all circumstances, it is very appropriate to allow the maitre d' to lay the napkin on your lap for you. That is the way it should be done, and we know at those finer restaurants, that's what they do, and we just love that.
The $5 sign ones, y'all. $5 sign.
Right, those $5 sign ones. We love that. But in case you have to do it yourself, that's okay. Do it yourself. You take the napkin and you lay it across your lap. Now, if it's a lunch napkin, you open it the full way. If it's a dinner napkin, you only open it in half.
Millena,
Yes.
I have to be honest.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
I have a bad habit of when I go to a restaurant, I normally get the napkin and wipe my silverware.
Millena.
As a matter of fact, I went to a I think it was a 4 or 5 star restaurant, and I was with my date, and I was just gently wiping the silverware with the napkin, and the maitre d' came over and said, "Excuse me, sir, is everything okay?" I was like, "I'm fine. Everything's just fine." However, I did have a friend of mine who told me that it's better to ask for a hot cup of water, and then you will put your silverware in that cup. That way it sterilizes the silverware.
Actually, what you do is just ask for your silverware. It's not your job to wash the dishes.
You do a hot cup of water.
They have people for that. They're called dishwashers.
Right.
They get paid for that.
You
But
do
you're
the
paying
hot cup
for
of
it.
water at IHOP.
Right. No. Did the hot cup of water
Waffle
in
House.
college. What'd you say? Where?
Waffle House.
At the Waffle House. Right.
But I have used the cold cup of water to wash my hands at the table.
Oh.
No.
And I know that's wrong. But if they get dirty,
You go to the bathroom and you wash them, John.
Wet wipes.
That's
you know
why.
how dirty the bathroom is?
No.
Millena,
okay.
John is on baller status. You can't mess with that.
Right, okay. Oh, okay, this is what we're going to do to talk about that. Okay, first, Mandell.
Yes.
You ask for new silverware. That's all you do. If it's dirty, has a spot on it, just ask for new silverware.
I think it's just out of habit that he
Yes,
does
it's
it.
out of
That's,
habit.
that's what the problem was. Not that it was even dirty.
No, it wasn't dirty. It
Okay,
was
well-
just out of habit.
He
Okay,
was
well, I'm
just-
going to need you to go to better restaurants.
He's just used to TGI Fridays. You know what I'm
That's what I'm
saying?
going to need you to do.
Better restaurants.
With clean silverware.
Oh my gosh.
That's what I'm going to need you to do. Just don't do that. No.
Just do it discreetly underneath the
No.
table. Oh, okay, never mind.
Light my hand.
The gum.
Next to the gum on the table.
Right. You know what? First gum, now silverware. You know, no more restaurants for you. You're Mandell Frazier banned from restaurants in LA. There.
Yes. The whole name.
Oh my
Okay,
goodness.
go ahead.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Oh my goodness, made me lose my train of thought.
Talk about the silverware girl.
Okay, no, we're finishing up with the napkin. Okay, you lay your napkin on your lap. Now, you do not shake it open like it's a handkerchief. You simply have it laid on your lap. As I said, half if it's a lunch napkin, the full way if it's, full if it's lunch, half if it's dinner. Now,
But it's a brunch.
Really?
Tuck it into your shirt.
you know,
Yes. I'm about to go Flintstone on you
right now. Right.
About to get it in.
No napkin tucking anywhere. For children, yes. But no, you do not use your napkin to tuck it in here. You don't use it as a hat. You don't use it as a coat or a blanket. Mind you, I've done that when it was cold in the marina. I mean, it gets cold. You
Wow.
don't put it on your cape, on yourself like a cape. You just, I know, real transparent right there, huh?
Yeah.
Ooh. Don't do that. The napkin is for one purpose only, and that is to wipe. Now, when you get up to leave for, say, to take that phone call that you were not supposed to be having but had to maybe have if your fabulous people are calling, then you have to go and excuse yourself. Then you lay it nicely to the left of your plate. Now, you do not crumple it up like toilet paper and put it in the bottom of your seat. No. You don't crumple it up and throw it down. No. And you don't refold it like origami. I mean, you know, we've all seen those people that refold the napkin like that. No.
Just
no,
be
no.
dirty?
No, exactly. Unnecessary. You take it, lay the napkin lightly to the left if you're getting up and going and coming back. Once you're finished with your napkin, you lay it to the right. You don't put it over the plate like a tent. You don't do any, again, crumpling and left, leaving and coming back. Right means you're done. That's all there is to say about the napkin. Now, let's see.
That's interesting because I usually lay the napkin over the plate like a dead body.
No, you don't do that. That's inappropriate. That's inappropriate and unacceptable, and that's rude. Please don't do that to the
He
napkin.
said he don't want nobody touching his food.
Right.
There's usually nothing there to touch.
Oh, boy. There you go.
Oh boy. Now I was actually going to get into the difference between paper napkins and cloth napkins. And I was just trying to decide, do I really want to go there right now? And the answer is no, because at most fine dining restaurants, fine dining, you will have cloth napkins. And so all of those rules apply. The little things I was just going to, if you have, when you're at home and you're dining and you use cloth napkins and you have them in napkin rings, you give those to your family members. If you have guests coming over, you give them you can give them a cloth napkin as well, but be sure to give them a clean cloth napkin every time. See, the custom was before paper napkins with cloth napkins, you had to reuse the napkin over and over and over. And for family members and meals and if you're home, and then you're already with your own family's nastiness, so it's okay. But company gets a clean napkin each and every time. But that's another segment. So then we're going to go back to our table do's. And when you are, and you brought this up earlier, John, where you're saying reaching has to do with reaching. You never reach. Never reach for anything. You simply say, please pass. It adds to the conversation. It's a good way to, if there's a crazy conversation going on that you want to break up for some reason, please pass the salt, please pass the pepper, the something. Just please pass says it all. and then you don't risk setting your arm on fire or getting your shirt sleeve into some your mashed potatoes or whatever it is. Enough said. Please pass. Now, when you're done, you want to lay your knife and fork diagonally across the upper right corner. Diagonally. You don't put them like you're two bohemians like this. You don't lay them on the table. Just lay them diagonally in front of on your plate. That's all you do when you're done. That lets your wait staff know that you are done and for them to take the plate. That's their signal, as they've been trained in that, hopefully. That's their signal that you're done and to remove the plate. Now, I know this has happened to a lot of people. Were you going to say something there?
Yeah, I was going to ask, when you're asking to have someone pass you the salt, do you pass both the salt and pepper, or do you just pass the salt?
Well, actually, thank you for asking that. That brings up a section of that it will go into another day in regards to food. But please note that once you're served your food, you should always, it's proper etiquette to always taste your food before you decide that it doesn't taste good enough and it's not salty enough and not peppery enough. You know how some people just automatically put salt in all of this?
Guilty.
I am so shocked.
I know. Who knew? Now tell us why it is that you do. Why do you feel it necessary to insult the person who has taken the time? I'm not finished. Who has taken the time to cook the food
And wash the dishes.
and wash all of that, and then you don't even taste it first. You just assume that it's not good enough for you and your palate. Did you have to put salt on it?
Well, you have to understand that I am from the Midwest, Detroit, Michigan, and my mother and my grandmother and my great-grandmother, they have spoiled me when it comes to seasoning food. So quite naturally, me moving to the West Coast, they're not as, how can I say, the food is not as seasoned.
Bland.
Call a spade a spade.
Let's be real.
I'm trying to be politically correct here.
Bland is not a bad word, is it?
Right? No, it's not.
It's
There's
not.
about 15 words that flew through my head that I didn't say today.
Exactly.
Bland is the
It's
cleanest.
bland to the fifth power.
Okay.
And so I have a tendency to usually pour, salt or pepper.
Pour.
On my, pour.
Pour.
Not shake.
Not sprinkle, not shake, pour.
It's a pour.
Pour.
Wow. Why not just do hot
Wait,
sauce and call it a day?
Speaking of pour, let's get, if we got to the coffee, right? How many sugars are appropriate in your coffee?
Well,
What do you know about me and my sugar and coffee? Oh, you're not talking about me.
No, I'm just saying because I know you must have an opinion about, because he's talking about pouring. If you put in 1 packet of sugar and then somebody else put in like 15, is that appropriate?
I personally put in 5. I know.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Yeah.
I do 4 sugar in a raw and 1 equal. I sure do.
See, I like sugar and cream
Wait.
with
They're riding you for putting salt on and they put that much sugar in the
He
coffee?
pours. We don't pour sugar.
Exactly.
They scoop.
Okay.
Excuse.
It's scoop.
So it's really to your own taste. I mean, there's no rule on that. You're the one that has to drink it. You're the one that's paying for it. So it's up to you of how much, what really tastes good. I always say, for me, I literally pour the cream into my coffee. My coffee, and my mother told me this, and I just have to say that when I helped her make her coffee when I was growing, I said, I like that. I said, Mom, how do you want your coffee? She said, make it the color of my skin. And I said, oh, okay, so that's a lot of cream.
Red bone.
And yeah, well.
Red bone coffee.
Think you might be onto something. Think you might.
That's how I like my tea.
Well, we're going to take a quick break. And, we're not going to take a quick break.
We were just
We're going to keep on going. And we're going to keep on going. Okay. Now, once you have your beverage, I know a lot of you sometimes drink fruity drinks with garnishes.
Why are you looking at me? She looked dead at me when she said that. Wait,
She call you fruity. What you really trying to say, Millena Gay?
I'm trying to say that you only eat the fruit out the drink after you drink it. That's all I'm trying to say. That's all I'm saying. You don't sit there and peel the orange while you're sipping it like, no, eat the olive while you have it like, no, you eat the food.
You're not
the
supposed to
garnishes
eat the
after.
olive while you drink your dirty martini?
No, ma'am. No, that's negative. That's not okay. No.
Okay.
No. 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 When you are eating some food that's too hot, this is how you take it out. You don't pull it out with your fingers.
No?
No, you don't spit it in the napkin. No. You simply remove it with your fork.
From your mouth?
Yes.
mouth.
Oh,
Yes.
come on, Millena.
That's proper etiquette. That's what you're supposed to do.
Now-
You take your fork and it's too hot. You already put it in your mouth, right?
Oh, as soon as you put it in your mouth.
Well, you're gonna know if it's hot as soon as it gets in there. So you just take it with the fork. You don't spit it in your napkin.
What if you're
and
real
make a mess.
hungry and you just put it in your mouth and then the food is in your mouth and then what? You got to stick the fork back in your mouth and take the
Yes.
food? Oh, my God.
And what if it's
Yes.
soup?
Well, soup, and that brings up something else. You blow on your soup. Yes, that's what you're supposed to do, and you're supposed to test your beverages, your coffee and your tea, and you can do that one sip at one sip. Take a spoonful and blow on it, but you do not take the beverage and then go and scoop it out with a spoon and blow on it spoonful by spoonful. And I'm looking at Mandell because you look like you do something like that.
Probably.
I don't know, but.
Well, first of
Blow
all,
on it and then, no, you just sit it. If it's too hot, if your hot chocolate is too hot or your coffee or tea is too hot, you set it to the side and let it cool naturally.
yes,
That's all.
normally the steam gives it away.
Yes, and you do not
Wow.
take your ice from your ice water and put it in your soup or your coffee or thing to cool it down. No.
Can I get a cup of ice?
No, you cannot. Not for that.
Don't do that. Please don't do that, y'all.
Finger bowls, please don't. Finger bowls are used for cleaning your fingers. This goes to what you were saying earlier. Hot towels are what you use to wipe your hands at the table. Or if you have some hand sanitizer or something like that, but not the napkin. Let the napkin do what the napkin does, which is just lay there nicely.
Now, Millena, I have to be honest now.
Here we go.
A few weeks ago, we did a photo shoot, and we was eating dinner, and I noticed that you didn't always necessarily follow your own advice. So I have to call you out on that.
At a restaurant?
Well, not a restaurant, but it was,
Dignitary.
It was at a house. It was at a house, and it was Gabriel Brothers photo shoot. If everybody wants to know the Winter Lifestyle catalog, I'm in it. Mandell Frazier's in it now. They got their plug. Okay, go on.
In other words, your employer.
Right.
You went to your employer's house.
Thank you.
It was the set.
Acting a fool.
It was the set. Now, wait, what did I do now?
These people paying you to be there.
I'm not going to put you on blast.
Put it on there.
How?
Blast it out.
This is the last time we
What
see Natalie Whittle.
if you notice that your friend has some crumb at the corner of their lips? How do you address that issue?
That's a good
Are
question.
you saying that I had crumbs on my mouth and you didn't tell me? Really?
No. I said crumb. That was singular, not plural.
A crumb. Are you? So wait, at the shoot.
It makes it
Now
better.
we just went to a whole. At the shoot, you mean I had crumb on my mouth? You didn't tell
So
me.
when they see you in the catalog, they're going to see that crumb on the corner of your lip.
You know what? Photoshop wins.
Wow.
But if you just tell them, like, if there's something in your teeth or something, you just say,
Just
sometimes you
gesture.
can do a gesture like this
Okay.
or sometimes you can just say,
You don't flick it off, right?
no,
Okay.
no flicking.
Nasty. You touching on people's face?
Touching on my face. Oh my gosh. Now, if it's someone that you well,
Yeah.
yeah. Sometimes if,
If it's your child, yes.
yes, exactly.
Okay. Other than that, no.
Right. No. No licking it off. No, none of that. No.
This is the wrong type of show for that movie.
Right. That's Claudia's show. That's Claudia's show right after this. That's what they do. Talk about that. Now, we already emphasized that there are no phone calls at the table. No-nos. We're going to quickly go through no-nos, and we're going to go through tipping quickly, and then we will be done.
My specialty.
We got to
No.
get to the tip.
Yes. You do not
Baller.
grab your utensils like a hammer. You do not. Okay. You never put your used utensils directly on the table. Do not do it. Whether you stir your stuff, you ask for a saucer. Okay. Fidgeting or burping is not allowed. Now, I know in some countries and some cultures, burping is a sign of, oh, that was great. Not in America. Don't do it. No.
US of A.
Slouching. Not at the table. Let's see. Scooping ice from the water to cool things, not okay. You seasoning your food before you taste it, as we said, that's not okay. Pushing your plate away when you're finished, not okay. Leaving the spoon in the mug while you're drinking it, not okay.
Eating your food, not okay.
Taking your tea bag out with your fingers and wringing it in your mug,
Not with
not
the fingers.
okay.
Oh,
No.
my goodness.
Dunking your donuts in the coffee or
Wait a
hot
minute now.
chocolate. No,
You are not a cop.
okay.
You are an actor.
No. Sipping your coffee or tea with your mouth full, not okay. No, what you do is you sip, you empty your mouth, then you wipe your mouth, and then you take a sip of your coffee, tea, juice, whatever it is, your beverage, and see that prevents
Food
all sorts of
going back
crud
in the cup.
in the cup and on the rim of the glass and
Oh my
all of
gosh.
that. That is why you do that. It's
My
it's a
grandma
wonderful
used to do
thing.
that.
When you wipe your mouth, do you wipe from right to left or left to right?
You actually
What are you tweeting?
dab.
North, east, or southwest? Or?
No, you do like this. You dab.
You know what, Mandell? You are excused at this table.
right?
She has so many guidelines. I want to make sure that I get everything right.
We gonna continue.
Okay. Now we're gonna get into tipping.
Tell
which
him
I
about
guess
this tipping.
John needs to know. Okay.
Me?
Now, well,
Oh, no. I am the 20 to 100% tipper. And I will over tip just to tell them, you know what?
I got it like
you
that.
effed with me on this.
Yes.
No, you can't play me like that.
good for you. And that's the way you're
Yes.
supposed to do. The appropriate tip is 15 to 20%. Nothing less. Even if sometimes the service is where you have to actually close your eyes and meditate and visualize the ocean. You still respect them because that's their job, and a lot of times that's not what they really want to do. They want to do something else.
Well, then
and
you
then
need to be
can
getting
we
on
get
that
into that
establishment.
though? Because this happened in New York, and I was out to dinner with some friends, and my friend was defending the actors who are waiters, and he was saying this, waiter is not doing their job. And my friend said, "Oh, he's an actor." So I want to give a lesson to any waiters who are watching: act like a waiter.
Thank you. Be.
Like
Just
a way.
be.
Yeah.
Just be. Be.
Just do
and
it.
that will lead you to the step rule of 20%. So here's my question for you guys. It's 15 to 20%. Actually, 20% is customary.
Inflation.
It's customary. Just go with it. Just 20%. You know what? Note to everyone, don't go to dinner with Mandell. How about
Right.
Because it's going to be a mess.
But what
Ladies,
about
do it.
what about takeout? Because if you go pick up your Chinese food and there's always a spot on the receipt for a tip. Is that appropriate?
I crossed that line. I put a line right through that little section.
Or do we not tip when we do takeout?
I would say a tip with takeout is appropriate. Maybe $5. It's
$5?
I would say.
Do you live in Beverly Hills?
Right.
Yeah.
And what are you taking out?
I mean,
You know what I'm saying? What's going on? What you buying?
Escargot.
All right, brandied pear. I'm just saying in case it's like some crustacean or something. I don't know. Okay, so look, here's the
The
scenario.
rules. Okay.
If your bill is $150, how much should each person pay, including tip, if 5 people are at the table, but only 4 are paying the bill?
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
Lord, I see.
So if the
don't have
bill,
No, because John would have picked the whole thing up.
right, exactly.
Yes, John. Power.
Go to John.
Right, we go, John.
Give
go to
him the
John.
power.
Let him do it. So 5 of us go, or 5 of us, and then John pays.
Yes.
But sometimes when I pay, I allow them to pay the tip.
Now
your heart.
that's fair.
Remind me those days I'm not coming. Okay, so how you figure it out? Okay, the bill is $150. Okay, so 15 to 20% is customary. We're going to assume in this case that the service was excellent, so we're going to give 20%. Okay, so the bill is $150. We're going to take out the tax. So for that, the tax is $10 to take that. So you have $140 times 0.20. That is $28. Okay? So then you take that $150, put the whole bill together, $150 plus the $28 that you just added, and that goes to $178 as the final bill. I don't know if you can see that. And then you just simply divide the final bill of $178, divide that by 4, the 4 people paying, and then you get your total of $44.50. See? Does that make sense? Now, you made a face by taking out the tax. What's going on?
Well, first of all, I keep it simple. I do 150 times 0.15. That's 22.50, and I round it off to $23. Keep it simple. Everybody goes home. Everybody's happy.
And see, I would have rounded up. I would have kept it at 150 and then done 10% of that is 15 times 2. That's 180. So it would be 45 a person. Except I picked up the check.
So we got
My
nothing to
man
worry
John.
about that. Okay.
Exactly. Hey, John. Well, so that was closer. I don't know, Mandell. I don't know what kind of math you did,
Well,
but
I
that's
was-
like $20.
He only do 15%, though.
Okay, and see,
That's the problem.
See, that's the problem.
And that's a good problem because I used to be a waiter when I was 16 years old.
Tell us about it.
My mother's friend, she owned a restaurant, and my first job was a waiter. And I'm telling you right now, this is why I overtip when it comes to waiters because it's very. Let's just say that my first job, I was so nervous. I forgot to bring up the bread, the salad, the water. Needless to say, they didn't tip me.
Did you remember the meal?
right.
Vaguely.
My goodness.
See, we would have reminded you.
All right.
There's some issues right there.
However, they were very nice because they knew that I was courteous, I was professional. I was just nervous, and so I learned my lesson that you have to be attentive. You have to be, you have to listen. At the same time, you have to be punctual in terms of giving out the correct, meals. Bottom line is, I learned from a very early age that you have to. To me, it's a mandate. You need to be considerate when it comes to tipping because it's hard. You have to treat everybody like it's your first customer. That's what I learned, and that's why when I go out. Matter of fact, on Oprah Winfrey, am I allowed to say that?
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's a 1-hour show. It's almost
Right.
time.
Right. Thanks, Nat.
Well, she said that if you have a bad waiter, you should tip I think 5 cents or 1 penny, because if you don't tip, they would just think that you forgot. However, if you was to tip 5 cents, they know that, hey, you did not forget that they had a bad attitude, they had bad service. So therefore, always tip, if it's a bad waiter, always tip like 25 cents, 1 penny, things of that nature.
But I can guarantee
No,
Oprah
wrong.
never did that because her name would be in every tabloid.
Right.
But I will tell you what she will do. She will call up and cuss you out on the telephone.
How about that?
Okay.
How about that?
When they gave her the wrong donuts.
On that, when they gave what? I missed it. I missed it.
Wrong donuts.
Wrong donut.
Yes, Oprah.
Oh boy.
She won the cream field.
On that note that it is customary,
Jelly.
and even love Mandell for his story, appreciate that, but you always leave at minimum 15%, 20%, even if it's bad service. Know that karma, what goes around comes around. They will feel the wrath of it at some point.
25
in some
cents,
other
that's
way.
karma.
25 cents is not okay.
Because at church you give 10%, right?
Right, at church that's 10%. But I'd like to thank you all. Thank you all
Not a tithe. How you tithing your bill?
That free will.
This is Matters and More with Millena. I want to thank my wonderful guests for being here today. Natalie Whittle, Mandell Frazier,
Hello.
and John Downey. That was Matters and More with Millena every Monday at 5 p.m. Thank you. See you next week.